All right. So when we last left our ladies and gentlemen of London, you had recently escaped the event, trying to infiltrate the adventure. Uh, you'd set a fire. There was a giant fight with some sort of like avatar of Yellow King made up of snakes, and now
That
you're
shit
back in
hurted.
you're back in your office. Uh, Tried to patch up at this point because that fight hurt people like tremendously badly, and uh, and that's where we start our point. So
Yay.
to give a quick recap of other things you could be looking into at this point is
We went to a bathhouse and got attacked by someone with an axe. He
oh
blue
yes,
skidooed into a
yeah, now I
mirror.
remember. And then you decided to clean up after basically getting tremendously badly bloody. So
And we were scorched, I think. I think we
yes,
were like everything.
And then we got
Poison.
re-bloodied because he... Yeah.
But then it all vanished again.
We were doing okay. Now I remember we were doing our holiday episode, and
Yeah.
so the horror movie I decided to base it off of was Shining. So we had the twins and the Jack Nicholson character eventually come in as at the end, and due to a particularly cursed crown that Owl wears upon her brow at this point, a number of things happened that sort of defy description at this point as you had this fight with this axe murderer individual, Jack Ness. But at the end, it says if the lights came up on the stage and it's like everything is, you're not all bloodied. There's no axe murderer, but to her horror, basically, Owl sees that her sword has sliced through the neck of this one attendant in the room, a female attendant in the room, leaving her head basically precariously propped upon the edge of the blade, as the other edge of the blade is basically like chopped into the edge of a mirror and is basically holding the head up off the ground while the body has collapsed to the floor and is leaking out of blood. So you're all back to full hit points. You're looking around going, and then you can hear the police coming in. There's the tweet, tweet, tweet. Like, this is the police coming in from the front, as jackbooted thugs, basically, aka the police, are coming in through the front, as if there was some sort of giant commotion. That looks like, now, in the light of reality and not illusion, that you're the cause of it. Your team.
I'm sprawled out on the floor in a pool of pain.
Can I?
Mack is Mack. There's a werewolf size hole in the door where Mack Kool-Aid Man through the door into the women's dressing room, and the rest.
But
of
then
you
I got
are,
like...
And I think there's another attendant that's screaming.
and then another. There's a like young blonde woman, an attendant that's cowering in a corner and looking fearfully at a lot of you.
What did I miss?
Yeah, you had to go to bed early. I don't know. I understand you were sick. Well, Faith and I had talked about her using Summon Steed to turn Bing Bong into a giant steed, and we could all turn into cats and ride him out the back door.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right, you want to try to escape out the back?
Yes.
And I think Dirk probably wants to cast an illusion.
None of you had really had the opportunity to dress at this point. You're all wearing towels. So you grab all your gear and your backpacks and sling them over your shoulders and run out the back. Everybody roll me a d20 not to leave anything vital behind.
Do I have to roll since I don't even really have anything? I just have my tattoos.
Was I there?
You still have money
Oh
in
my
normal
God.
gear. So let's put it that way.
Was
I
I
gotta-
there?
Yes, you're
No,
there.
you were...
Ouch.
Because I wasn't there last week.
You're there now, magically. Just so that we can keep everybody together at the moment. So
Blue skidoo!
I got a 3.
What's the roll for? Is it?
Krishana
Just a
has,
D20.
Krishana is checking over herself incessantly as you're running down the alleyway. It's just like Krishana is like, forgot some. Freak! I forgot my drugs. It's like You've left all your drugs behind, basically.
Oh
In the bathhouse.
no! Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
So,
As
and then
Zumlar
Thea.
being Zumlar, can he because I got a nat 20, can I get can I gather up anything that I've noticed that anyone's left?
This is one of those things you don't necessarily approve of Krishana's drug habit to begin with, so it's like you would not help her out.
Plus, he's a paladin.
That is true, but I still don't want her to leave crap behind.
I'm saying it's also in the women's locker room, so it's sitting in a locker someplace, and you've got to go fast. You just don't. You have no idea that it's there, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. Did everybody at least clear 11 or better?
No.
All right. Ow. Pick a item that is valuable to you that you have left behind.
I assume her crown doesn't count.
No, you cannot get rid of the crown. That is glued to your head. That's for all
Dude, ugh. Okay, let me look at my inventory.
Magically glued.
You cannot get rid of the cursed crown. It is
Magic
it will
delicious.
find its way back to you. In fact.
I'm willing to, there's like the arm blade, there's the mace, there's gauntlets. I don't want to lose my gauntlet. Wait, do I get to choose which item?
Choose an item. It has to be something valuable, though. It can't be something inconsequential.
This is like
Yeah.
when your grandparents ask you to cut your own switch that they could whip you with. It's like that.
Fuck.
Oh
No, it's
God, I
more like
remember
Lent.
that.
I think. I mean, the mace is valuable, isn't it? Because it can be filled with holy water.
Right. That might not be
What?
a good thing to get rid of until we finish with Benedict.
Okay, but then I'm not going to either be strong or I'll have a bad AC.
Okay. Well, then.
You could
yeah.
leave,
That's
you
a lot
could
of
leave
opium.
behind your Tirnanog sword.
Yeah,
No.
why don't you leave the mace and we'll try and get another one because I think we got that from St. Mary's.
You may have been so worried about removing the sword with the woman's head propped on it, because that's like direct evidence that could be tied back to you. That
Yeah.
someone was killed. That was someone.
Owl's a former criminal. Like, she's... Nope, that's not staying there.
And you're so focused on that, you leave the mace behind.
That makes
Yeah, I'm
sense.
okay with... Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Dirk is gonna I think does he have time to stick her head to her body and do an illusion that it just looks like she fainted?
No, it's going to go away basically within a minute. So you're going. This is not going to work.
But
for-
as long first impressions
for the very short term, yes. But as soon as you get as soon as you get away more than maybe about 60, 70 feet, it's going to be gone. So
okay. Still, that's a good thing. And does
there'll be
anybody
a
have
few
like
moments for the police not to realize that murder has happened?
exactly? And does anybody have fog cloud or something or a way to Dirk can do some stuff, but I'm thinking we need to muffle our exit out the back because it's not like we could have been disguised. We were all in a bathhouse, so they know what we look like.
Yeah, I think me trying to look
All right,
something
and
other
then
than a
as
giant wolf.
We'll introduce you in the bathhouse right now. You have been sent as an agent by the Black Fairy, Lady Cassandra, a archfey who runs a cat house at the here in Southwark that the team has lots of dealings with, essentially, and friendly to help them out if they get into trouble.
Oh, maybe she could heal the lady. Do you have Revivify?
Who, me?
Yes.
Yes, you.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes.
could
I
we-
didn't know I was with you guys yet.
Well, he just told us.
Introduce yourself right now, right here.
Oh,
right now.
sorry.
Healer, what does Healer look like? Do you look like a creepy porcelain doll, or what do you look like? Which I favor creepy porcelain doll, but that a bit your own call on what you.
So Thea, what does your character
What do
look
you
like?
And introduce yourself to the team quickly.
Oh, sorry. She is. She's a 6 foot, 6 foot tall, warforged, somewhat feminine face, as much as a 6 foot tall war machine can be. Metal and wood components. There are beautifully inscribed runes on the carved on the wood and inscribed, etched, probably with the acid on the metal. And when she senses you approaching after being in sleep mode, her eyes glow blue, and she says, "Hello, patient name here. My designation is H3413R, but you may call me Healer. What is the nature of your medical emergency?"
Decapitation.
Healer, do you see the lady with the missing head? Can you reattach it?
Scanning.
Scanning.
Revivify. Possible. Please insert diamond.
Oh.
Dirk's
Been carrying
you
need a diamond for Revivify to
yeah,
work.
yeah. Dirk's got the diamond. We were figuring we were going to need this at one point or another.
And she holds out her hand for the diamond.
And Dirk pulls it out of his bag of holding and gives her the diamond.
She takes it. Thank you. And she inserts the diamond in a slot in her torso and says, "Now casting Revivify.
So awesome.
Please hold." And her hand glows.
Sorry.
Her hand glows, first white, then blue, and then you watch as this woman's head floats back to her neck stump and seals itself. Revivify complete.
Hell yeah.
Hello,
Okay.
patient.
That's
Are you satisfied
fabulous.
with your medical service?
Yes, that was absolutely fabulous, Healer. Hey, so Dirk's going to tell Krishana with telepathy, "Hey, can you entrance that blonde-haired lady it's over there screaming so that she doesn't think that we just had a big battle in here? She just thinks maybe we were throwing soap or something."
I can enchant her, but I don't think it's going to erase her memory.
Okay, maybe you can just bend it a little bit so it's not as bad as it looked. She looks pretty shell-shocked, and I think the police are going to be
Yeah, she
coming in.
fails her save, so she's charmed. So,
Oh, great.
you're my friend, right? Basically, you wouldn't let anything bad happen to me.
I can
No,
erase her
no,
memory.
I'm going to try and calm her down, like she hasn't just been beheaded.
You just didn't see somebody just get beheaded. Exactly.
I think the beheaded lady missed it all because she was already dead. So that's great. And she probably feels a little funny. So let's just, let's...
About that period of time, it's like a whole bunch of bobbies like run on in, basically truncheons out, pistols drawn. It's like there's the captain of the ward who recognizes a lot of you. "Oh, it's you lot!" Like, frick happened there?
It's not showing my casting in the channel.
Because Revivify isn't a roll. It's not like there's any dice.
Oh,
you
all right.
roll.
Okay.
It
So
just sort of like it happened.
all right. So all I have to worry about is my spell slots.
Exactly.
Just
Just
mark it
mark the
off.
spell slot.
Mhm.
Well done.
Yay!
So, hi, Captain. Yes, I'm not quite sure exactly what happened here. There were some noises and things, but by the time we came in, it looked like everyone had run out the back. Did you guys see anything that way?
No, not at all. I sent some men to cut off any ne'er-do-wells that would be escaping out the back, but they haven't seen any. Like, as his lieutenant whispers in his ears, like, "Nope, I haven't seen it."
So is this a South Ward policeman or is this a North Ward?
Southward.
South Ward. Because I'm thinking maybe we could tell him that it looked like the mirrors were a little strange here. Do we want to open up that can of worms with this guy? Does he know about magical stuff?
Well, there's also been all sorts of strangers here in the Southwark. So, anyways, I'm gonna have my lieutenants here. I need all of you to stick around for about an hour and give a statement. I'm talking to each of you individually, so all separate, please.
I really don't think we would have been going anywhere anyway, as I just sort of like shake myself off violently to get the water off and like just sort of waddle back towards my stuff.
All right, so nobody loses anything. You didn't have to.
That's
So-
awesome. And I think Dirk's going to tell everybody with telepathy, "Hey, don't worry. I think our story is that we were here in the bath, and we heard a big disturbance, and we came in, and one of the ladies had fainted, and the other one was screaming. So we don't know exactly what happened.
I don't know what
This is
happened.
this is Inspector Grousseau from Scotland Yard. As he points to, please treat this gentleman with the same respect as very highly regarded, and I want him to regard you individuals highly. As Grousseau goes in and just grills each of you in a very hostile manner, like, why exactly is there this wolf-shaped hole, Kool-Aid Man hole in the door? And like, why exactly does your blade have blood on it? Fresh blood.
You've never seen pomegranate jelly before? Lady Emma!
Yay.
Yay!
Hello!
I'm so sorry I'm late. I was in the hospital and then I forgot that the time changed.
Oh my
It's all right.
Hey?
Are you
Like that
okay?
just happened Sunday. That'll take a while for everybody to adjust.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you're in the middle of the wrong end of a murder investigation point. Though they can't find a body at the moment because you revivified the person that got killed.
We fixed the body.
So, Lady Emma, we have a new person, Thea, and she's a healer. So she revivified the person before we got into trouble with the law, which was like
The Rousseau takes away the brunette hostess that got killed and starts talking to her, and it's like you're all going, "Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about this." It's roughly like 2 hours later before you're all released. Grousseau is just like has a dour look and is giving all of you the stink eye as multiple people can corroborate there was some sort of fight that went on in the women's dressing room, but considering that can't find a body or anybody basically actually injured, they're going, I guess we're gonna have to let you go. And that's Grousseau's direct statement, like, I guess we're gonna have to let you go since we can't find anybody that was injured.
I think Dirk's like, thank you very much for investigating that because something clearly went on and we couldn't figure out what it was either. So we will let you know if we find anything out.
Owl just blows a raspberry behind Dirk.
You're a lot taller than I am, so he definitely sees that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But also, Owl's just like the resident crazy lady, so it's fine.
Absolutely.
And Zumlar is usually the calm one, unless he's getting into some antics with Owl.
At least everybody's clean, right? Oh, thanks, Lawrence. I was wondering how to spell that.
I feel like he's gonna have
the one thing that stands out in your mind about Grousseau, other than he's sort of a bowler hat and well dressed, like has a steel-tipped cane that he basically keeps on clanking on the ground every so often, making a loud clink against the ground. Yeah, it should be spelled E-A-U-X.
Inspector Grousseau.
Rousseau. Okay. The inspector has like an Hercule Poirot short handlebar mustache. It's like his eyes are steely and dark, and he's don't go anywhere, don't leave town anytime soon. You head out from the bathhouse. Strangely enough, you're clean and you're relaxed. In stark contrast with your immediate memories of having a battle with an axe murderer, and you're going as you're trying to shake away the cobwebs in your head.
And I think we want to invite Healer to come back with us, right? Healer, you came at just the right time.
I am pleased to have been of service.
And I think you probably tell us that you came from Lady K. And then at that point, I think we invite you back to the house, right, guys?
Sorry,
the new house, the new location, or
did we ever? I think we only have the original location that did not burn down.
Still the old. At this point, it's kind of obvious that that the Elder Vampire Davenport knows where it is. At least his people do. But you've also managed to destroy their probably nest at this point. That was they probably
How many
came there before,
Davenport
like 30,
are
40
there?
vampires down, and you burnt that whole place to the ground and killed all the vampires.
We've just got the oldest one, who's probably the most powerful. So
Well, I'm saying he still has an army out.
yeah,
Out
and they did
ill.
figure out where we live. So it might be well for us to try and find another place. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I agree. We just have to stop by so I can grab Whisper. Because Whisper's been watching the whole place this entire time.
What a
Oh,
good
boy.
bird.
Whisper caws Owl's ear when she arrives. Or I think some of your father's men came by. They were all dressed in black pajamas and came at night.
And she just face palms. That sounds about right. Yeah, she's just like, the owl just like pets his head. Probably grabs some like scrap food for him. Some flesh, probably like a rat somewhere.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
He'll eat anything.
And it is London. There should be plenty of rats.
He only eats flesh, Mac. Gosh. He's keto.
Whisper never poops or coughs up pellets, so you're
my
not
God.
exactly sure where the food goes. But it's wow, that's super convenient for a pet. That's how.
Yeah, I kind of want one now. And then we probably need to check in on all the cats too. They were there too, also. Is that right?
Well, the cats are sort of like meandered off over time, but you can always get in touch with the. You can always get in touch with the Jellicoe host by talking to any cat in town. So.
Yeah.
All right. So the. Okay. So here, as far as looking for a new safe house, where would you like this place to be? Southwark is easy and anonymous and cheap, but also the security is bad. Easy to be surveilled upon. It's easy to. It's
What
probably
about-
easy for them to basically send people that that aren't on the up and up, basically to surveil you, find out about you.
What about that ruined church that we got those bodies from? That we helped the priest and the.
It's worth noting, essentially, Benedict Davenport is much more powerful in the country because he can send his full vampire army out.
Yeah, I think we're
Yeah.
going to be in London
Full
right
vampire
now.
army after you in the city, let's put it that way. That's simply not going to work for him.
I don't think really security is going to be easy anywhere because, they've been killing off a bunch of nobles on the North Ward. So I kind of feel like we need to go with anonymous and cheap.
The nobles showing up dead in the Northwark is very recent. We're talking about less than a month. Southwark has been happening for probably the better part of a year. Nobody's noticed, however. Southwark, like they're fairies and ne'er-do-wells and peasants, harlots and tramps. So therefore, they all basically don't deserve the grace of God, and they can all die as heathen. So that is the basically general Londonite view, basically, of people in the Southwark.
Damn.
Gypsies, tramps, and thieves.
Yeah.
Yes, I was thinking how share
my.
like.
So, but that being said, all of you are effectively resident of the Southwark.
Yeah, and I think that easy and anonymous and cheap is good for us because even if we tried to get a place on the north side that has better security, there's no security against what we're dealing with. We've got the Yellow King popping in and out of mirrors like he's Mary Poppins, and then we've got Benedict out looking for us. So I don't think
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yes.
I will try to refrain, but sorry, not sorry.
All right. So
No, I can't even blame you.
All right. You want to wield the battle umbrella then? Battle umbrella.
Wield the umbrella.
Well,
Right.
I've got an axe, so an umbrella wouldn't be bad, or a scythe.
She
One of
can
those
just have an illusion on it so it looks like an umbrella, and then it'll cut people's
Ooh.
head off.
Oh, that is perfect.
Love that.
It's like, how can I possibly have killed anyone with this umbrella?
Exactly.
You can't.
It's an umbrella with razor edges.
You can't
I don't know.
decapitate people with an
It's easy enough,
umbrella.
basically, because we're talking about 1800s. You can have the Kingsman umbrella if you want to. Shoots bullets. It's a shield. It has a sword in its hilt. Sword in its handle. All the type of good stuff. So, or it could just be built into your person. You're in for a warforged. So, the
Integrated weaponry.
integrated weaponry. So you're searching around for a new place. There's a couple fixers that sort of handle this sort of Southwark. Busby's is the most famous one. You can also talk to Lady K. She's sort of like a slumlord in her own area. But Busby's going to generally get you property south. You let's just say you head over to Busby at this point. You walk in, it looks like any office that you find in the North Ward. There's about a dozen clerks, 2 or 3 secretaries, working desks piled high with paper and typewriters, as there's a constant ding, ding, as they type up contracts and copy one document, make copies of documents. Off in the back, you see what must be a trained artificer or wizard doing the same thing using magic, sealing various contracts with magic seals. Busby Jr., like, he's kind of young. He's like mousy brown hair, like mid-length, like bob cut. He's young, he's handsome, and he seems to be very officious with a pair of those glasses sort of clipped. And well dressed in a smart gray suit. Hello, customers. How can I help you?
Krishana will immediately walk up and just start flirting with them, asking about properties.
I was thinking that's exactly who needed to talk to him.
He flirts back, and as you exchange double entendres about the weather, local politics, and eggplants and peaches, and so you're looking for a new resident, large enough to freelance crew in security. I think I just have just the thing. You're looking for something. Where in the South Ward are you? Next to the Thames, next to the North Wark, next to the East Gate, South Gate. Where in particular? Maybe dead center of South. Is there a particular place you would like to be next?
Krishana, don't forget to ask if there's anything that might have access to the tunnels or underground.
Yeah, let's put it this way: access to the tunnels and underground is all over South Ward.
And something that is made out of bricks so it doesn't burn.
You want a brick structure, all right? Like Busby Jr. notes, like, well, that will cost. Like, good construction here in the South Wark is relatively rare, but I'm sure I can find you something. Do you need a basement?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. She doesn't have a. Actually, has a warhammer. My bad.
Well, I'm saying
She's just no.
I'm saying you're a 10th level character. You can have whatever you like, right?
Okay. She's just, standing in the back, scanning everything, observing everything, soaking it all in.
Okay,
She's
so
not in
while you're
conversation
soaking
mode
it
at the
all
moment.
in,
So
Where I need you to make a perception.
perception check.
Yes.
Bugger. How do I?
Oh, so if
You can double click on perception in skill bar, skill list. It'll roll it for you automatically. Beyond.
Okay, so
I usually right click on the number and then I click roll, and because sometimes it doesn't seem to do the modifiers right if I just double click on it.
didn't do it. Should blah. It should be under skills. You said.
Yes, under skills, it's about 2/3 down. Perception.
It's
Mhm.
alphabetically ordered.
And I just double click the word perception?
Oh, then can you do that?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it
That,
was the
or you can
number.
right click on it and then,
I think that was me. I think you have to put the number.
you have to click the number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I right click the number and then hit roll, and that way I can check whether I want it to be advantage or disadvantage. And the modifiers seem to do better when I do that. But it's easy. And then when you do that, because you're linked to Operate, it automatically ports over to
Shows up here.
Discord, which mine did because I was checking to see if it worked.
Wow, nat 20.
Dang.
Did you hear my my alarm going off telling me I needed to get ready for Monday Night D&D?
Yeah.
I need to change the tone.
It's
Hours later.
Well, just tell me the roll, Thea. You don't have to.
17.
17, no problem. All right, so you're looking around the room. A young secretary, a young redhead secretary, sort of with a severe-looking bob and a small fascinator hat perched on her, jauntily perched on her head. She's sort of looking at the lot of you with. If she's fascinated by freelancers and adventurers. That, or she could be spying on you. Both of them very possible. Okay, but she has an unhealthy amount of interest in you for somebody that should be doing her own work in the office. Bisbee Jr. says, well, okay, so where are you looking for? East, west, south, central, Southwark. You need access to any amenities like bar or tavern. Is there anything particular you're?
Can Zumlar take a look around too to see if he notices the other woman?
You eventually notice the woman she's sort of giving you all the hairy eyeball at this point. It's like she's just sort of like every so often she just like sits there and stares at the lot of you.
Can I ask Junior who is she and what does she do here? And I make sure that she knows that we noticed her.
She looks
Why
back at you,
anything-
smiles a shy smile back at any of the male people that basically look her way, and then sort of ducks her head down as if to go back to work, only to basically look your guys' way again.
I think Dirk is going to cast a minor illusion over between her and us that's making a noise, like buzzing bees that will drown out what we're saying.
Oh god, not the bees.
Okay, not bees. Okay.
They're in my eyes.
Just white noise then. It's going to be making some white noise over between her and us so she can't hear us as well.
The crackle of the fire is way too loud.
That'd work.
All right. So as Dirk amplifies the steady creaking of the sort of a loose floorboard, like creak, 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 creak. It's like Busby Jr. is getting annoyed by this noise. It's like, can you just keep still? That noise is really annoying as he looks directly at Dirk.
Okay, Dirk's going to take his mage hand and sort of behind her knock a bunch of papers on the floor.
The redhead girl basically gets stressed and starts, and then another secretary who's next to her is just like admonishes her about something, and then she looks sullen and basically gets back to work.
Do
So
I smell
Krishana-
anything that smells off?
Busby Jr. is going, still haven't answered my question. I need some criteria search for property. If you don't care, essentially, I'll find you something in your price range, but you may or may not like the location. And location is everything.
Krishana is asking near an opium den, but I don't think that we're like sold on that.
So it's like, Busby Jr. is like, you seem far too high class to be put into the ward with the Oriental.
Yeah, I don't think we need to be near. I don't think we need to tempt Krishana any more than we have to. Do we want to be near Lady K's or near
That wouldn't hurt.
where is St. Mary's and the college? Are those in the North Ward?
St. Mary's is in the North Ward.
Okay,
So
yeah.
all the nice churches, the Wizards College, Cambridge, are all in the North Ward.
maybe
So-
we need to be fairly near Lady K's, and then anytime we
So
get
the-
separated or there's a problem, we can always meet back
Lady
there.
K's, the places you know that are basically safe sanctuaries here in Southward are either Lady K's for you or the Temple of the Old God, like a hidden temple that Tirdanog devotees essentially go to every so often if they're in need of magical healing.
Okay, what do you guys think? Which would be better to be close to?
My vote is
That, or
Lady
you can be
K's.
close to the edge of the city or close to the North Ward in case you cross across the North Ward. So.
We seem to end up in Northward a lot. And I don't know that we want to go out of the city without being careful because of Benedict. So maybe closer to Northward.
Yeah, I was gonna say if the churches are there, that'd be a good idea, and it gets us closer to any targets.
Well,
That
at
also
this
works
point,
for me.
You know your next mission is basically continuing to go after Neville Ness, hero of Britannia, conqueror of Tirnanog. So he's one of the famous war heroes from the war against Tirnanog, and but to all the people from Tirnanog, he's known as the Devil, because he's known for all sorts of terrible atrocities against basically the denizens of Tirnanog.
Well, and from the Adventurers Club, there were elves' heads on the wall, so I don't think it's just Tirnanog.
He was not a good person.
If you were to hear it from one of the members of the Adventurers Club, those are high fae. They refuse to recognize that they are elves.
Man, what bastards!
Exactly. I'm glad we burned it.
Yeah, you know.
I know your dad told us not to burn it down, but I'm glad we did.
Look,
Have we
good.
have we checked the papers to see if there's any news about the burning down of the Adventurers Club, and if indeed we torched all of those wonders therein, or if they managed to put out the fire?
I'm also
There's the annoying part you're noticing is even though there's a report of a fire, there's precious little detail report, as if anything else about the Adventurers Club was pressed.
Fair enough.
So
We may need to.
you're quickly getting the feeling that's like whatever power the Adventurers Club has is political power they have is very far-reaching.
Didn't we find out that there were 10 lords that were in league?
So there are, that there are. You basically saw various lords. Some of them are famous. Essentially, you just passing them in the hallway. You're just like, oh, it's Lord so and so. It's like I see him in the newspaper every so often. Basically, he's the Speaker of Parliament.
Maybe once we get finished with all of this, we want to send.
There's various members of the House of Lords well represented adventurers.
I'm sure they're going to be on guard over there, guys, but maybe after we get the house thing situated, we want to turn into cats and go over there and just scope out and see what's happening. If nothing else,
Naughty.
we can check for external damage and see what sort of repair crews are going in.
Okay. So, just to make this quick, essentially, where would you like your house? You say.
By Lady K's, I say.
I thought
Okay.
we agreed by Northwood. Or is that both? I'm sorry.
By what?
So those are diametrically opposed locations.
Yeah,
Lady
that's what I was
K's
thinking.
is like the south. So that's like its southern edge of London.
I think while both of those may be safe in terms of somebody who has an interest in us and where we can pick up news, I think Lady K has the edge there.
So, all right. So, the red light district it is. I will. How soon do you need this abode? And my expediting fees. Are 500 British pounds. The property you're for is probably. I'd probably say probably about 2,000 crowns. British crowns per month, because you're looking for at least 5-6 room basically abode with a basement, so that's relatively high. That's going to be a relatively large dwelling.
Dirk is gonna use telepathy to
Yes,
tell
the
you
large
guys
crowns
we're
are
gonna
common.
We're
into
gonna.
a common room, in which case, basically, I can get you something as cheap as 500 pounds.
Oh, I'm sorry. Something without a common room, you said?
Saying if you're all willing to squeeze into one common, i.e., just like a studio flat, I can get you something.
I don't think we spend much time there, guys, when we're not sleeping. What do you think? Just go for the cheap version?
Yeah.
I think let's
Yeah.
go for the cheap version. And Dirk
It's
is
not
gonna
a home, it's a base.
and Dirk is gonna use telepathy to tell you guys, look, we're probably gonna burn it down inside of 2 weeks anyway, so let's not get too hung up on this, okay?
Yeah, good point.
Okay, roll a stealth check to have communicated that basically quietly and efficiently to the rest of.
Stealth, you said?
Is that not
Yes.
what telepathy
I was
is?
using telepathy, but
I'm noticing Busby Jr. is still a shrewd businessman. Basically, it's like,
okay.
will I have a property left? Basically, after I rent it, what is he assessing it?
Okay, that's a 31 at stealth.
Okay, no problem. So you have managed to basically get everybody on board. Basically, it's like, we will not mention property damage, hunted, or any such thing to Mr. Busby.
Not even.
Owl particularly covers her mouth to make sure she doesn't say anything.
I constantly distract Owl by asking her for scratches.
Oh, good
I know
idea.
all about that. Absolutely. Just like, who's your good point? Just, yeah, she's all, yeah.
So
all
Busby Jr. says, all right. So I'll need a 500-pound deposit, and then your first.
Okay. So that's 1,000 plus an
Yes.
expedite fee, so that's 15 altogether.
1,500.
Okay, so I'll give him that out of
Mom,
my.
can I have 1,500 gold pieces?
Have you taken the trash out?
Yes.
Right. He hands
Let me
you.
go look.
He
Yes.
goes to like a safe, pulls out a lockbox with keys, picks out what looks at a ledger, hook, and pulls off a simple brass key. Well, here you go. It's on. Excuse the name. It's unfortunate. It's a relatively nice property. You shouldn't actually have to worry about that. But it is on Rat Street, 309.
Rat Street.
Rat Street's back, all right. I'm so old.
I missed that. What's on Ret Street?
Your new house.
Oh, okay, but it sounds like it was a reference to something. 309 Rat Street. No, okay.
Oh no, I'm saying for all my cities there is always a rat
Mm.
somewhere.
I'm just
You
waiting
are-
to burn down the orphanage. I feel it's coming.
Yes. All
Just
right, you head over to Lady K's. You ask about where Rat Street is. It's like, oh yeah, just off the main thoroughfare, fifth street on the right. They sort of like point down the main strip here, which is K Street, and you eventually find Rat Street, and at the end of Rat Street, relatively large and sprawling. What it looks to be an older, somewhat dilapidated church that is full of children. It's obviously an orphan.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
It's so doomed.
God damn it.
No, I'm just saying that's that they're neighbors to you, maybe 4 houses down.
Yeah,
So
they're doomed.
Yeah.
Really doomed.
No.
you show up here at your small abode. It's like it's barely enough space essentially for all of you to get in there and basically sit around a table. But it's like it's cheap. as Zumlar and Mack try airing out the chimney to make sure it's not all clogged up with soot. It's like sticking swords up there and knocking out the soot, and it's like, all right, doesn't look like. Try testing out the walls. Good cobblestone walls. The roof doesn't look like it's leaking because you don't see any watermark. So it's like it's dry. I don't smell any rats. Like what Max says as soon as he enters.
Feel
Smells
like
pretty clean. Can I huff and puff and blow the chimney clean?
You give it a good puff, and there's a poof, back blast of black soot in your face, and cough and sneeze.
That'll do.
Do you
I'm
think
gonna look and see if I can find a broom so I can assist in the cleaning.
You sweep the place out. Strangely enough, this place is not all that dirty. It's like you're all thinking, "Oh, this place is gonna be a pit," but it's like it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
should we be blocking the chimney if it's open access from the air?
No, it's like normal chimney size. It's not like you can fit a person there.
So,
Unless they're
Can
a
I
small
fit a
child,
Dirk in
like
there?
or a halfling or a gnome.
Dirk wants to ritual cast detect magic, and maybe somebody can ritual cast detect good and evil, and let's see if there's anything here we need to know about.
I
All right, you're doing a quick sensor sweep of the place. There's some fey magic over this place of hearth and home variety. Essentially, there was probably a hearth spirit around here some point or a time, but they're long since gone. But they're a little dweemer or glimmer of their magic, which is probably what's keeping this place clean and whole and intact. Which is like, well, that's a nice touch. Just like that means that the
really is a
the
home.
blessing of heart spirit basically is a good sign over a home. And then as far as paladin divine sense or actually detect good or evil, effectively detects extraplanar entities. Yeah, there's a touch of the Fae.
Oh, so coziness. Okay.
Yes.
Not vampires. I like.
We're in-
Fae
Not vampire stuff.
We're in good company.
All right, you check out there is a back door, which is a nice touch. And it heads out into like a
Is there a yard?
squarish 20 by 20 courtyard with a big well in it. One of those.
Is there
iron
any
pump
grass?
wells. You can see some orphan kids playing hoops, jacks over in the courtyard. In one corner, they all look at you expectantly with
Can
big
Owl-
round kid eyes. Like,
Can
and then
Owl
they
go
back
play
to the
with them?
games.
Can Owl go play with them?
Don't
Yes,
play
of course.
matches. You can go play, but no matches, Missy.
Aww. Okay.
All right, I need a dexterity. Just do sleight of hand, I guess. If jacks the kids.
Okay. Rolling. Hey, not 20. So 22.
All right,
Wow.
you let the kids win.
Yes, exactly.
All right. You play a mean game of jacks, but inevitably you make sure you lose to the kids. Oh, it's like, well, I don't have anything else. Here, you can have this. What are you gonna gift?
Oh my god, wait, because I have a bunch of random stuff, don't I?
Yeah.
Be careful if you hand out money.
I'm not handing out money. I have a tiny teacup.
Give them a tiny teacup. A girl with a messy mop of like brown hair and rosy cheeks and big blue eyes. Thanks, Mom. I appreciate it.
I will just freeze
This is
it.
my precious now.
Enjoy. What else?
I always wanted a cuppa.
Wait, what did she say?
Cup. A cup or a tea.
Aww.
So.
Oh my god, I love. Thank you. Yes.
We're burning an orphanage down? Okay.
No.
All right. She gives you a big hug around the leg, and then jets off basically, full speed, and zooms around the corner.
I will just like she's just happy for a second after all that just happened. Waves the kids off.
La 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 la.
Exactly.
All right. So on to other business. So what are your next? So there's you don't know
Someone's
this
looking to
is
adopt
basically
another
a lord of
kid.
the House of Lords. But you know precious little about him. So you probably need to either investigate his mansion, his whereabouts in town. You know his son, Nathan Nesmith, is often a patron of Lady K's here in Southwark, so you can certainly find him on any given night, probably at Lady K's.
Oh yeah,
He
what
doesn't have a.
move?
There is no love lost between him and his father. They just don't get along. Why Nathan basically spends all his time here in Southwark.
Would remove curse work on Owl?
No.
Oh,
So
sorry,
she
Dirk.
has Owl's cursed item is effectively an artifact for all intents and purposes. You're gonna have to. The only thing you're gonna have to get the high level high priest, like 9th level atonement, get it off.
Would
That or something
would that when Dirk does detect magic, would that pick up on her crown?
Nope, not at all.
And good and evil wouldn't
It-
either. Okay,
it-
because I don't think we've noticed.
Magic gives the it's a low level magic item.
Yeah, I don't think that we have noticed that she's acting strangely yet.
Would
Or
Zumlar
strangely
notice
in a
since-
different way than usual, I guess is what I want to say.
She's
Would
walking with a little
Zumlar
bit more swagger. Sorry.
Well, I'm saying since it sets your charisma at 19, you are way more poised. You're basically you dress better, you carry yourself better, you speak with more assurance than you ever have in the past. Let's put it that way. But that being said, these are all positive things that basically most people don't notice when people have positive outcomes.
Yeah.
Unless this group is particularly paranoid about their own team, in which case it's like, have you been possessed?
Honestly, with as many times as they've had to stop her from accidentally burning stuff down or accidentally inviting the vampires into the house, I wouldn't be surprised if this group was a little untrustworthy of Owl.
Yeah, I think we do keep an eye on her, just like you would a toddler.
And Zumlar sees
So,
Owl as
never
her
matches
daughter,
their
too, so-
Owl, ever since she's gotten this, her crown seems to be a little bit better put together and a little less likely to be really dumb.
So at this point, Zumlar's very suspicious that something's going on.
You've been possessed by evil, haven't you? Oh, no, I haven't. What are you doing?
Alice, what are you talking about?
Goes to pinch you. It's like, ow! Get out!
Can Zumlar take Owl to the Battle Mistress and see if she notices anything?
The Battle Mistress is on the far north end of town. You have to take a cab over there because your houses are now on the south end of town as well. So
Zumlar's going to do that. He's going to take Owl. Say, "Hey, Owl, we're going for a trip."
I don't want to go.
We're going. No, you don't have an option. Sorry.
Excuse you?
Hey, you're
We're
my
still-
daughter. Get in the cab.
Okay, but we're also teammates, and I have bodily autonomy. She just looks at him and is like, I don't want to go to Northward right now.
I'd have to say that consent is an issue here, dude.
okay,
Who are you talking
no.
about?
I understand you're worried, Zumlar, but I think I'm just growing up. She looks at him earnestly.
Lady
still
Emma's
don't
looking
trust
around like,
Throughout this period of time,
what
there's a knock
is
on the
happening
door.
right now?
Throughout this period of time, there's a knock on the door. All of you draw weapons and go, okay, shit, someone found us. Okay, who answers the door?
I'll answer the door.
Lady Emma's okay.
Well, I think, okay, Lady Emma, do you want to answer the door?
Yeah, Lady Emma will answer the door.
Lady Emma is always poised, so she goes up to the door and cracks the door with the latch on. She's looking around and doesn't see anybody immediately until she looks down and sees a little kid.
Is
Since
this-
you're, hey, so yeah, there's a little boy with a folded up envelope, and he goes, then holds out his hand with the envelope.
Okay, Lady Emma's gonna
Away,
accept
basically,
the envelope.
Yes. All right, you take the envelope out of his hand and pop it. Written in a fine hand by someone who's you can always tell somebody who's had formal training. So a noble or someone who's gone to a finish. The lettering is neat, tight, and basically there's no smudging. It's not hastily written. It's like, My name is Lady. I'm Sister Amelia of Orphanage of the Lost Souls. I'd like to welcome you to the neighborhood. If I could impose upon you, would you be willing to dine with us this evening? The children seem to be fascinated by you as freelancers and adventurers. Perhaps it would be a nice time to. And I am told I am a not insufficient.
Okay, Lady M's gonna tell the little boy to wait, and then she's gonna open it up to the team and say, should we go?
I don't need to eat, so I'm going to leave it up to you. I would be glad to help you make conversation.
I think we probably do need, I mean, if they've invited us, we need to go scope it out, because if we don't go, then we're not going to be able to see what they could do to us. So let's at least a few of us go and scope it out.
Alright. Can Lady Emma write a letter back saying that they accept the invitation of dinner and they would be happy to enjoy her cooking, and then send it back with the boy?
All right. The boy sort of like while not trying to look at you, basically takes as you keep on having to hold trying to match the envelope to his hand eventually and place it into his hand. He grabs the envelope and basically, with a sigh of relief, runs off down the street down towards the orphanage.
So Zumlar is going to send a message to the battle mistress asking her for assistance.
Like,
and he'll describe
sisters
why.
Okay, so you send a runner off to Mercy. Spend £1 essentially to send a runner out that way. I'm
sorry, are the kids evil? What is the reference to orphanages here?
So my running joke is it's not an urban campaign until you burn down an orphanage.
Because he said all of his groups where he's had an orphanage, inevitably they burned it down.
Did we save the kids in those?
No, I'm just saying, it's like every urban campaign I've ever run, like the adventurers have managed to burn down. So in that tradition, of course, I have to put in an orphanage.
I don't know. Lady Emma loves fire, so we'll see how it goes.
I personally have never burned down an orphanage, but we have burned down a wide variety of buildings.
We have so far.
And Death Stars, and so if we burn down this orphanage, hopefully we'll help them find a better building.
Yeah, there you go.
Zumlar's just going to adopt all the children.
What are you going to do with them?
All right, so
raise them to be my own, like I do with Owl.
Ah, fair enough.
All right, so
trying to do with Owl.
Right, so everybody's back up to full hit points, back to full spells. We're gonna assume somewhere along you take a full long. Everybody is making themselves look at least presentable before you head to the orphanage. You arrive a little after a kid sort of comes to fetch you a little bit after sunset. You arrive. The orphanage is surprisingly cozy and warm on the inside, as they're sort of like simple wooden benches. And as Sister Emily comes and greets you in her nun's habit, it's hard to tell what hair color she has, but you're assuming it's sort of light colored because her eyebrows are sort of light colored. But she seems to be a half elf, so she's of sort of indeterminate age. But she has sort of like striking violet eyes. Welcome to my church and my flock. I'm Sister Emily, and what are your names?
I am Zumlar, Paladin of Vengeance.
What an ominous name, but just like honor to unite.
Owl Crespo, pleasure to meet you.
My name is Lady Emma. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Pleasure to make yours as well. Did you happen to go to St. Regis's finishing school. You seem to have that air about that. So St. Regis is like the premier finish.
How old is that school?
It's old enough to probably be about 200, 300 years. So.
Okay, I'm gonna say something along the lines of, oh, I've been around here and there.
You did go to a finishing school at Noble, but I'm just saying it didn't have to be that one.
Yeah, it wasn't that one, but she's not gonna reveal that.
So, Dirk will introduce himself as Dirk Indirectly.
Yeah.
So, do you introduce yourself as a detective?
Yes.
Ah,
a holistic detective.
I must consult with you later. There is some detecting that I might need doing.
Oh, yes, we would be the helpers.
Lovely.
Krishana will introduce herself and give her formal name.
It's like, oh, so did you also go to St. You have that air about? Because you're also a noble, former noble. So.
I'm going to assume so, if that's the one that my father would have sent me.
Okay, so not that it lasted all that long. Maybe it was about 1 or 2 years before you quote unquote escaped, but that's or ran away. But it's like the we must talk at length. You have a make in you have the maker's mark of someone that has been made in Tir Nanog. Talks.
Oh, are you addressing me?
Yes.
Hello. My designation is H3413R, but you may call me Healer. And then she speaks Elvish. Hajime mashite. Dozo yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Nindande to you. Well, welcome to my table.
Thank you. I appreciate your hospitality.
So the kids are all sitting in neat rows, and there's easily like 200. There's a lot of. The youngest seem to be like maybe about 4, and the oldest 11. And 90% human, and then there's some smattering of various elves and half elves and dwarves and gnomes and halflings. Those are very hard to tell at this age. Essentially, they all roughly look human. She guides you over to a table for you all. Well, it's like we don't often see adventure part of most people who live here either are associated with Lady K. Would you happen to be associated to Lady K?
Sometimes we have common business with Lady K, but we don't work for her, and she doesn't work for us.
Ah, well, that puts me at ease. Lady and K and I have different opinions, essentially, of what is fine and proper work for young individuals, like growing children like these.
I could see that. Yes, I wouldn't want to have children raised in Lady K's either.
Yes. So, but we have an arrangement. Children that are unwanted are welcomed here with no question. So, what brings you to the south of?
We have been helping the police with some things, and the Paladins Association with some things, but we need a place where we can, like, essentially be together and take a rest between things.
I see. I hate to put more things on your plate. I have a need myself out adventure or freelancers that are. Some of my flock have gone missing.
Oh.
Specifically, 2 girls. And I'm if I could impose upon you, I don't have much to pay, but you would be so kind as to help me out with my children have eyes and ears all across the southern part of I could pass on what they tell to me to you.
You know, I was just about to say that we wouldn't mind having some eyes on the house, especially when we're not around. So that would I think be very very helpful to us guys. Um, with telepathy, does that sound okay? Does anybody want to nod or speak up if they have reservations?
Mack isn't there right now. Mack decided to stay home because he didn't think a wolf man would be appropriate at such a cordial dinner.
I'm sure the kids will love you.
That is an excellent strategy and would put us at a psychological advantage. No one looks at the poor. They can go anywhere and be invisible.
Exactly. Much like some of Dirk's disguises.
So, it's like, what do you think of what do you think of?
I'm going to respond back to Dirk telepathically. I think that's a great idea.
Okay. So yes, I think we would really like to help you find the girls. So how old are they?
All
What do
have
they
the
look
weird telepathic
like?
conversation as you are all basically doing the eyebrow waves to each other.
Almost baseball, but not quite, right?
This, the se- Sister Emily seems to be relatively shrewd as she realizes some like secret conversation is going on in the background. Like, but sort of like smiles ruefully and ignores it. It's like, so, well, here's what I know. There's a set of ruffians known as the Blackwater Gang. There's gangs all over the place in the South, but these ones seem to be led by a particular brute of a man named Boggart. He's rough to everybody around: women, children, cattle, cats and dogs. So his cruelty really knows no bounds. I would start with him. I think the two children in question, Timmy and Timothy and Lawrence, were both seen basically playing in that general direction. When Boggart's gang, the Blackwater gang, came through, then didn't see hide nor hair of them from going on.
So when she mentions the abuse that this guy does to women and children, Zumlar will tighten his grip on his blade.
Owl definitely gets a bit squirmy.
And what do Timothy and Lawrence look like?
Let's see. Timothy is sandy blonde haired, blue eyed, freckled, maybe about yay high. He's a little tall for his age. He's only 6, but he almost stands like motion, basically about 4 feet tall. So he's quite big for his age. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
And then Lawrence is black haired, brown eyed, he's an Oriental.
Okay.
Oh.
And is he also 6?
They're roughly the same age. I think we never did know Lawrence, but we're guessing
Okay.
roughly.
And Zumlar will in gritted teeth, he's very angry right now. He'll say, "So where do these guys usually hang out?" And he's a low growl.
Well, the take care of while I appreciate your righteous fury, Paladin Zumlar, Paladin, take care as to not causing too much violence directly on the streets. They are directly under surveillance by the police at this point. there are other rival gangs that will simply come in and fill their place if you dispose of them. So I would rather have a known enemy rather than some unknown faction.
I'll keep that under advisement.
Is there anything about the boys that might?
And like nods.
Is there anything about the boys that might help us? Are they like exceptionally good climbers? Can they write? Do they know any parts of London better than others?
We're particularly good at dice.
Dice games, okay.
So
How do you? Never mind.
remember, there's sort of like limited sort of games that kids play at this point. It's not like they know like Sorry or Othello at this point. They might know checkers. They might act, so a lot of the games that kids parents don't, except without the money.
Dice games.
Ooh, do they play Parcheesi?
Probably not.
Oh, dang.
And do we know anything about who they're?
Do know their way around a poker table or a crap.
Do we know anything about their families? Is there any reason that they might have been a target?
No, not really. I can't imagine essentially they're targeted for their families.
Okay.
These are orphan children now. Essentially, they're children that people did not want to. A lot of these children were either placed at our orphanage basket or just simply left at the door. We don't ask too many questions about why or where the families want to leave their children here, other than that we will give them we will give them a safe home. Okay, so no specific bloodline.
Okay.
Okay, she does give you the location. It's like, hang out next to the southern wall, next to mile marker 6. So that's about midway between basically the eastern gate at the far end of London, southern gate at the far end, midway along the wall. There's sort of like a no man's land of maybe about 30 feet. Buildings and the outer sort of wall of London. And this is where we sort of separate from reality, because London at some point or another essentially has a history of being sieged by other hostile kingdoms in our fantasy 1800s. So London actually has a wall around. Well, the actual London does not have a wall around it, by the way. So
yeah,
this is where we're gonna just break with how real London works.
Well, and I mean, essentially, we're in the ghetto, and the ghetto always has a wall, right? So
yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm wondering if we need to ask Lady K or Al's father about this gang before we go and just smack them.
All right, so you can just send a runner over to father with.
Yeah. Does she send Whisper with like a little letter?
Sure, you can send Whisper with her. You get a response back surprisingly quickly. So within the hour, there's a curt note saying it's like, we do not have any dealings with gangs, the low level gangs here in the south.
Has Zumlar heard back from the Battle Mistress yet?
It's not until tomorrow morning that the Battle Mistress eventually gets back to you. And the note reads simply, it's like, if someone is cursed, I suggest you take them to St. Mary's and simply have the atonement cast. There's always a price to be paid to St. Mary's for the service, as it's a costly spell and takes a high priest to cast. So I have no such powers. The Sisters of Mercy have no such powers themselves as biting curses. And if you're interested in discussing it with me, come to the North Ward, come to the chapel and we discuss it. But it's like, it's not something I'm going to discuss over correspondence, over written letters.
So Zelmo's gonna like slink off, kind of deal, and try to meet her there.
Okay, well, you go in the morning.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then I think that we probably want to have show whisper to Sister Emily and the kids so that they know not to be frightened.
Whisper is just like horribly frightening, regardless.
Okay.
Some kid tries to pet Whisper, and Whisper almost draws blood. And it's like, as Al's going, bad,
Bad bird,
Oh,
bad bird.
It's just like holding, like has to hold
bad
his
bird.
naughty.
Oh, is Bartholomew there?
Basically, combination of like, inhuman screech / cause. Several children, like small children faint, and the various others start running for the corners.
Is Bartholomew there?
Like roll a d20. If you roll 11 or better, Bartholomew.
13.
Okay, so Bartholomew's there. The Bartholomew again is not one of these pets that is like very keen on being petted, so it's like.
I'll let them know.
There's
Hey, be careful! Don't pet him.
There's, as you can see, a small, very enthusiastic girl, basically head held back by her forehead, and a paw to her forehead at the moment. I want to hug you and love you and kiss you. It's like,
Bro.
no.
No.
He will slap your shit. Watch out.
I think.
Oh, it just
And
does
they
the
basically-
multiple taps.
Eventually, Bartholomew basically applies a little bit of force and topples over her back and starts crying. It's like,
I bet Bing Bong would be happy to be petted.
Bing Bong is more than happy to be petted.
Fuck your life.
Little boy. Such a good boy. Oh my god, I love it.
Do we want to discuss with Lady Emma how she would contact us to let us know if anybody's doing anything suspicious outside the house?
Oh, so Sister Emily?
That's not confusing at all.
Like, yes. You want to give her a different name other than Emily? That's what I came up off the top of my head.
Amelia?
Amelia? Okay, that's fine.
Emily?
It's fine. I mean, she's a nun, so.
Amelia.
I'm just wondering, like, if we're out, like, scoping out Neville or fighting gangs and things, and then she notices that there's vampires outside the house.
I'm saying one of the kids will drop you off.
Okay.
Sister Amelia. So.
Okay.
Or wait, who is that sister that was all about like early art?
Oh yeah, Sister Wendy.
Wendy!
Okay, Sister Wendy. I believe it. She's awesome.
I learned one day and then went to the next. I'm sorry.
Has everybody seen Sister Wendy?
Does anybody remember the name of the flying nun? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, I don't.
What?
So
Sally Fields was the flying nun, but I don't.
So there was a show called The Flying Nun. Her had allowed her to fly.
And yeah,
It's really
why
funny.
okay, to Google.
Yeah, because I remember it was Sally Fields, but I don't remember.
It's an older show, right?
Sister
Oh
Bertram.
yeah. Okay, there you go. And it was just she was very tiny, and it was a sect that had like a very wing-like habit, and it was very windy,
Yeah.
and so she would just get blown away and fly. But I was also thinking about in Madeline, you know, the 12 little girls in the
Oh,
straight
yes,
little lines.
Clavel.
Yeah.
Sister Clavel.
Oh yeah, she's also awesome.
Little girls in 2 straight lines. The smallest one was Madeline.
Hmm. So we have lots of sisters that we can drag into this one. But Sister Wendy's great for this.
Sister Wendy, it is.
Yeah. Sister Mary Pickford. Sister Mary Widow.
Mm.
All right, so okay, so the children. All right, children, it's time for bed. Everybody, wash up and head off the dormitories. All the children, surprisingly, are quite obedient and not rebellious at all, which is like I find amazing considering there's 200 children. So as they all sort of line up in neat rows and head off to the dormitories,
Mass suggestion is a
having,
very useful spell.
and it quickly devolves into like roaring chaos as they all like pile out the doors as they all have conversations.
Do any of them look extra pale, like they may have been taken by a vampire, or
No, not particularly at all.
no vibes? Okay.
No vibes of basically sickly children that have had the life drained out.
Okay, cool.
They all seem to be well fed and happy.
Do I smell anything out? Wait, I'm not there. Never mind.
Oopsies.
You smell something out of the ordinary at the house. You smell like pumpkin spice, the nutmeg, and where is that coming from? It's like you're looking.
My nose would immediately pick that up.
There's
Mind you, dogs' noses are like 10 to 100,000 times stronger than
yes,
human
it's
nose.
like you find sitting on a countertop a small ceramic mug of spice cider that is.
Wasn't there an app for that, or maybe it was short-lived?
I don't. Oh, Beyond?
No, it seems one time you were flying in your house.
Oh, roll 20. That was different.
Okay, so all right, so you have your arrangement with Sister Wendy and the location of the Blackwater gang.
Now,
What else do you guys want to do next?
so the old house that was discovered and firebombed, but we kept it from burning down. Do we still have that for some time? Did we already pay rent for that?
Well, I'm gonna say if you want to cut it loose, essentially you can break your contract. So.
Okay, because we could either do that or we could trap the heck out of it. What do you guys think?
I like trap.
I mean, we could
Keep in mind it is a leased property, so getting it destroyed basically will entail extra cost.
Okay, so maybe we need to break the lease.
That currently just sounds like a liability.
It's
So
not disturbed.
the other option is if you want to flat out buy the property, like the tiny flat that you're in right now. I think it's going to be, what is it, 10,000. So 10,000 pounds. So
I don't think we need to buy it while people are still trying to kill us.
Okay, fair enough.
Especially once we burn the orphanage down. We're not going to stay next door and look at the ruins.
Okay, so the orphanage
idea
consists of a large dormitory for kids. So you can see it. You see the entrance from this large great room that probably serves as a common room during the. Pull out the tables for dinner during the tables inside during the day, and so the dormitory has a lot of triple height bunks. It's quite large. Like not a lot of privacy for the kids, perhaps. Of course, that's probably not the point. This is like we just need to have a place to put children for them to lay their heads. There's also a small chapel nearby that probably be very cramped. 200 kids into it. They can probably fit just barely. Okay, and that's effectively the grounds. There's a well on the grounds as well.
And then we share the courtyard with them, or we just when we come out the back we can see the courtyard?
The courtyard is since the grounds to the orphanage are relatively small, kids usually use the courtyard next to where your house.
Okay.
I mean, I don't mind.
And Zumlar every now and then will be like he'll catch him outside playing with the kids.
Okay. All right, so Mack, you're sort of sitting like having.
I found an old mattress to just crawl up on.
You have some time to yourself, private time to yourself, and it's like you often don't get this as you are stretched out, and then you smell this weird like pumpkin-sized smell. You round a corner, and there's a small piping hot mug of cider and what appears to be a small cookie next.
This reeks of Fae, doesn't it?
It's the most obvious Fae trap. I'm gonna touch it. No, you'll get kidnapped.
Well,
Does it smell like the dog catcher at all?
No, it does not smell like a dog.
What's your favorite kind of cookie?
I like the macadamia white chocolate ones.
I bet you it's that
Ooh,
kind, isn't it?
yeah. Snickerdoodle's good too.
Mm-hmm.
I will take a lick, as dogs do. They don't sip. They take a lick of whatever this tasty smelling liquid is.
Okay, it's awfully hot as you burn your tongue. Ow, damn it!
Ah!
You blow on it and take your cookie and go back to your. Are you reading the paper or a book? Taking a nap? What are you doing?
I was sleeping. I found an old mattress that someone had thrown out. And I just took it and put it in the corner and curled up on it.
Okay, fair enough.
Makeshift dog bed.
Right.
Dog bed.
All right, you're curled up on the bed, basically sipping your cider and a cookie. This is
Make sure you thank the Fae. No, don't thank the Fae.
that's not.
Give them
That's
something in
awfully
return. Yeah, don't thank the
That's like
Fae.
the last. And that's like the last thing I would do is thank the Fae.
Yes, then you're obligated to. But give them
Alright,
something in return.
Okay, so Mack knows the rituals from Tirnanog would thank the house left it because it's kind of obvious who left it. It was definitely not a kid. It was
Lay out, a bowl of milk. Bowl of milk and bread. Oh, wait, I'm not there. Sorry.
so well, Mack, you know the rituals. So do you basically do something in kind for the fairy that gave?
If I could think of something, yeah. I mean, I don't really have a lot on me.
You got some buttons in your pocket?
I don't have pockets.
Oh.
He's a
It
wolf.
doesn't matter.
Well-
It could be a shiny rock. It could be a coin. Essentially, all of these are. It doesn't even have to be a lot of
Or
coinage,
you could,
essentially.
you could do something that you think would be pretty. It doesn't matter whether the Fae thinks it would be pretty, also, because as long as you're trying, I think.
A tuft of fur.
Yes, so the rituals and the forms are that you give a gift. It doesn't have to be of equivalent value. It just has to be a gift.
Mack would leave a gold coin. He doesn't know much of what else
All right, you
to
find a
give in
particularly
exchange.
shiny gold coin. You buff it against your fur and pop it back where you found the cider. By the time you wake up the next morning, your coin is gone, and there's a 4-leaf clover left in its.
Ooh. I think these are rare, but I don't know how to keep it nice. I'll have to ask Tree when I get back. Have to ask Dirk.
Okay, the rest of you have a lovely dinner and some entertaining after conversation after, as Sister Wendy is somewhat of a brilliant conversationalist, as she's talking about the current goings on and what do you like doing in your spare time and all that type of fairly innocuous but pleasant. So okay, so given that, essentially, does anybody want to reveal one thing, common thing about your character, maybe the mannerism, maybe it's part of the past, that you would like to share with the team?
I'm
Dirk
not
will-
sure what.
Dirk will share that he went to Cambridge, and that one of the things he really loved there was the art courses.
Dirk is a man of letters.
Yes.
So Zumlar, while
I'll
playing
know
with
how
the
to do
kids,
origami. Sure, that'll entertain a kid to no end.
She just makes making origami for her. Yes, I love that.
so Zumlar will actually finally let on or tell everyone about his stillborn daughter.
It's like, as everybody recognizes your loss, somewhat glum silence is like, oh, that was really heavy, man. But thank you for sharing.
Then he goes back to playing with the kids.
All right, lady.
Healer does may be a
Healer,
blessing. And may she be reborn in the Summerlands. Also, she has snuck all her food onto other people's plates because she doesn't need to eat. And she says, I like to crochet.
as she pulls out a lace doily. You have a what is your current project that you're just like holding on your person? Not
She opens a little slot in her chest cavity and pulls out a scarf, like Doctor Who's scarf, but only half as long.
ridiculously long is just one of those things that never ends. She just keeps on pulling more and more of it out. And it's like, wow, that's a lot of scarf.
It goes on and on, my friend.
All right, Krishana.
Krishana will share a story about, something silly she and her boyfriend at the time did while in university medical school.
All right, got it. Lady Emma.
What's the oldest prep school in London?
Quick. Okay, let's just call it. We'll call it Pepperton.
Okay, Lady Emma's gonna mention something about her time at Pepperton.
Oh, it's like you. Are you related to the Queen? I always thought the royals went there.
Lady Emma's gonna give her sort of like a sideways glance and stay quiet.
All right. Like, Sister Wendy seems impressed. All right. Does Al actually know origami then?
I mean, I'm fully here for her making origami. I think she can also just mention that she's really well traveled.
Very well traveled.
Yeah, she's been to just
like you traveled far east. I've always wanted to go myself.
Wait, sorry, what'd she say?
I've always wanted to go to the Far East. It's like, did you go to China or Japan?
Oh, I've been there quite a bit. Multiple different places in there. Some places, it's like a lot of the places are much nicer than people here like to portray it as. But yeah, no, I've been to China. I've been to places in South America, North America. I've kind of bounced around everywhere. As far as I can. I haven't been to Antarctica, to be.
That sounds wonderful. May I accompany you someday?
Oh, of course. Oh, it'd be so cool. Yes, absolutely, actually. We should plan that soon, when London isn't about to fall.
Lady Emma's going to mention that she, too, has traveled quite a bit, and she would love to join that trip.
Yes! Owl's all about it. It's like, and there'll probably be less murder this time.
Hey, you never know when that's going to happen, given this is effectively a Call of Cthulhu-style campaign. It's like...
Yeah, no, exactly. Owl's so hopeful.
Okay, so all right, so... the evening passes pleasantly as there teas and cake to be had and pleasant conversation. So you arrive back at your flat fairly late in the evening, like 9 or 10. The Mack is already deep asleep. He seems to have found a teacup and a saucer that is set next to a mattress pulled in from an alleyway. It has an off smell to it, but not super unpleasant. But the rest of you are trying to figure out where to sleep. It's like, well, there's no mattresses. I guess Dirk sings into existence, basically a double bunk bed. As he uses his song of creation to create some sleeping arrangements for people. How much stuff can you create, and how often can you do it, Dirk?
I know I can do it once per long rest, and I can do 120 gold pieces, and I think I can do up to a large thing.
Okay, so effectively, you effectively come up 2 sets of bunk beds, so you have enough to sleep 4 people uncomfortably. All right, and then various other people basically are just like, okay, healer is basically just going into like a power off mode in the corner.
Yep, pretty much.
Do we want to set watches, guys?
Everybody else is sort of like piling onto the.
Just after I showed it to you.
Okay.
So he said, Stephanie, can you tell what this Halloween costume is? I guessed it right off the back, and he was amazed.
So, do we want to set watches here, guys?
What it is, right?
Vasquez.
Vasquez.
Okay,
Is
so
that-
who wants the? So, if you set watches, we'll just roll random. See
Okay.
who's on watch.
Yeah.
So everybody roll me a d8 for random stuff over the evening.
Can you guess who that is?
Ooh, I got 8.
Nice.
Wait, guys, what level are we right now?
I think you're all level 10. Is that right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, that's good to know.
Owl got a 6.
Dirk got a 5. Krishana it was
Okay,
a D. Krishana it was a D8. I was like, wait, how did you get a 12?
So I'm just looking for 1s or 8.
Got 1 8 so far.
1 8. 2 8s.
So Krishana, when you cast Tiny Hut, does that have furniture? Does that have furniture in it when you cast it?
No, it's the 3rd level Lehman's Tiny Hut.
Right, but I was just trying to remember if Tiny Hut has like
No,
beds
it
in
does
it.
not have furniture. It
Okay.
just creates a force.
Yeah.
So, gives you a safe place to rest. It doesn't make it comfortable on the inside. Let's put it that
If
way.
you're, but it, like, yeah, it wouldn't be a bad thing to have because it's camouflaged and then it's sort of protected from magical things.
Yes,
coming
it
in.
is still a force bubble.
So,
It's
if you're,
impenetrable normally, except for magic.
so if you're going to get a long rest and your spells are going to reset anyway, oh, I guess is it ritual? I'm just thinking it might not be a bad idea to do that anyway. Just
Okay, that's fine. You get
security.
everybody gets their long rest. Okay, so
So Krishana and
There's,
Zumlar got 8s and Lady Emma got a 1.
Okay, how do I just roll a d8 in D&D Beyond?
So you do. So I usually do that in Discord, and I do a exclamation R for roll space 1d8. It's got a period at the beginning of it. There you go. Okay, and you got a 1 too. So we got 2 1s and 2 8s.
2 1s and 2 8s. Okay, it's about midnight, and Healer and Lady Emma
Mack
are
would be-
on watch at the moment. You notice sort of painted against the front window. There's just one window, by the way. It's like 4, made up of split in 4 pane. Cast against the light, something is that a giant moth? Sort of. There's the gas light. The street lamps are setting, giving sort of yellow sodium glow through the window. It's kind of dim and intermittent as the lamp out front and on the street is sort of sputtering at the moment, as if it's not very well maintained. But yeah, something that sort of like looked like a big moth like flew across the window on the inside. It was definitely not on the outside.
Ooh.
And it's not Whisper.
It was definitely not Whisper. It was not Whisper. It did not have feathers. It definitely looked like it had a big pair of moth.
Ooh.
Mothman, yes.
I was just gonna say, are we about to fight Mothman?
Face,
Wow.
Faith's parents just moved to West Virginia, and her dad was afraid of Mothman.
Oh my god.
Oh, we harangued him. Now he embraces us. It's amazing. It's beautiful. He
I
was
love
so
that. I
happy.
love that you converted him.
Oh yeah, I saw him wearing like the Mothman shirt I bought him, and so I'm like, damn it, what am I supposed to scare him with now? And then in the same breath, he tells me he embraces Mothman. He goes, but I'm still terrified of burnt baby dolls. I'm like, well, thank you for the ammo, sir.
That is disturbing, I have to say.
Oh my god.
Okay,
This is where
I'm
the
gonna
orphan
try.
burnt baby dolls.
Pouch baby.
No, because apparently, like,
What are we supposed to do about Mothman?
what are we doing with the Mothman?
You
Who's
have
on
you ever
watch? I'm
considered
on
just
watch.
a torch?
At this point, essentially, you saw the shadow of something that looked like a big moth on the inside. It was like as big as both of your hands put together. Essentially,
You mean like a fairy-sized creature?
Oh,
yes,
love
like a
these.
fairy size.
Oh, great.
Okay,
Love it.
I guess that's okay. Mothman would be fun too. I guess I'm on watch.
just
So I'm
wants
gonna
lamb.
tell everybody. I'm gonna go check it out. That's what I'm gonna do.
Split up,
I'm
gang.
sorry. I'm really focused on Moth Man right now.
Join Dirk. Check it out.
You light up the room so you can actually see this thing, or you're just gonna like wander around in the dark using dark vision.
I have dark vision.
Dark vision. So
in
I feel like I'm fine.
in your dark vision is like perched up on a shelf, like up high, is this like pudgy looking fey individual with white moth wings. It's like i.e. looks like the moth out of the pick.
Oh
Does he
God.
say,
Okay.
not in the face! Not in the face!
He's looking at you. He's looking at the two of you intently at this point. And
Yeah,
he
healer just
pulls out a thermos and pours himself a cup of something, starts drinking it like he's on the clock.
I'm just gonna sort of glare at him and be like, "What are you doing here, and what do you want from me?"
Healer just waves and says, "Good evening, brother Faye."
Oh,
Remember,
good.
she
My name's
was
Arthur. Like, this is my house. Well, I guess it's your house now too.
Yeah.
Since you're the resident.
I'm sure
cool. I can deal with that.
Sub renters agreement.
And subleasing.
Subleasing, yes.
We're subleasing from the Moth Man.
No, he's subleasing from us because we paid our money. We paid for the place, so
I demand of. I want to make a webcomic now of just my subleaser is the Moth Man.
Write that down. Write that down.
Somebody write that down. That's important information.
It's like,
right. He's like, well, like, I don't
most
know.
of the time,
I come with the
me,
property. It's like,
when something
I'm
scary happens,
place in this
realistic.
I'm sorry, Lawrence, what was that?
Like, oh, I come with the property. I'm part of this place, and this place is me.
Oh, what a little guy.
Are you a guardian spirit, brother Faye?
I'm a heart spirit. I live here.
So at this point, Mack's sensitive hearing definitely would have woken him up, and he's like, "Oh, you're the one who made the cookie. That was tasty."
I'm glad you liked it.
Can Owl
I
strike
also
with her
like-
finger?
Sure, you can poke him like the Pillsbury Doughboy. In fact, it's kind of squishy.
And Owl's just, Owl's obsessed now. It's just like, just scratch his little head or poking him.
But you're sort of waving your finger through his antennae.
Oh,
Is
no.
that Lawrence? I'm sorry, but is that a picture of Arthur from the Tick?
Yes, it is Arthur from the Tick. Essentially, I think this it looks exactly like Arthur from.
Yes. Exactly. Not in the face! Not in the face!
Beautiful.
All right. All right. So he looks at you intently, pulls out a brown paper bag, munching. So anyways, how long you guys staying? Are you gonna be here for a while?
That Owl's just like looking wide-eyed at Dirk, like, how do we tell this guy that his house is gonna be dead? It's gonna be gone. It's just a look of horror. This poor guy.
At this point, Mack is committed to defending this house instead of letting it burn.
Zumlar's in the same boat as Mack.
Healer's just wondering why you would deliberately burn a house you live in.
Are we all awake now?
Oh, we're not going to be burning it, but it will just someone else will do it since we're living
Let's
here.
put it this way: it's like since random shit basically wakes up your team all the time, most of you just have learned to ignore it and through it. Unless somebody actually kicks you awake, you have learned to ignore random noises and conversations during the especially when Owl is on watch, because she's often fond of talking.
Yeah, Dirk's definitely still asleep.
She gets like 3 a.m. zoomies. And she's playing in the suds at the soap.
And there's Bing Bong too, right? He's probably up
Oh,
with you.
Big Bug makes the 3 a.m. Zoo be so much worse. They're both screaming at each other.
Nibbling is currently curled up in Lady Emma's arms and staring at the little fey creature.
Oh my god, one of these cats are gonna try to eat him.
Oh my god.
Probably.
Well, Whisper seems to be doing an incredible job of sneaking up on Arthur right now.
Owl just like gives him like a little tap on his beak, like, be nice.
Ah!
Just whisper.
Ah!
Drop it! Spit it out!
All right. Well,
You can go pout.
anyways, if we come to a good relationship, I can actually give you the blessings of this house. But right now we're just acquaintances. So long as you maintain this place in good order, I'll try to do the same. And you'll always have a warm and safe place to come back to.
And we'll try not to let the cats eat you.
I'm generally decent at avoiding cats.
Awesome.
He stands up too quickly and hits his head on the ceiling.
Beautiful.
Oh, don't mind that. Try to unbend one antennas.
Oh. I love him. He's so good.
Arthur's one of my favorites.
Okay, well, anyways, I'll leave you some gifts here once in a while. If you do the same for me and keep this place in good order, I'll see what I can do for you.
His food's really good. You should try it.
Well, I made them, so yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed them.
That was hot. Hot drink.
Well, cider's best basically when you drink it hot.
You're right. I just wasn't expecting it.
All right. Well, I should go. I'll let you get back to sleep. I'm usually active during the evening. I am a moth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, little guy.
Nice to meet you.
All right. Nice to meet you. As he sort of winks out of existence. You're guessing he didn't teleport away. He probably just turned invisible.
Thank
seemed
you
nice.
again. I like him.
What a charming encounter.
I almost don't trust
Almost.
I feel like Lady Emma is getting
It's like,
slightly more used to the Fae, but she's still struggling with the concept.
At this point, it's like 3 a.m. Essentially, you're at the very last watch. Zumlar and Mack have just gotten up. Essentially, it's like have been just woken up, and the other pair has gone back to. There's sort of like this commotion out in the backyard. It sounds like cats and dogs fighting, or maybe cats fighting.
The question is it the Jellicle host or just random cats? That's what I'm concerned about.
Then you hear a gruff voice. It's like, got a nice stew for you. You might even go in it. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Mac doesn't like the sound of that.
Well, hear it out in the courtyard, out in the back.
Zumlar will take a peek at what's going on.
See this sort of like ill-dressed individual in like soiled clothing, and so I'd sort of think of workers' dungaree, like shirt that is stained with coal stains all over it. He has sort of like greasy brown hair that looks almost black. He's a human. He's peering around, and he's got a sack in one hand, club in the other, and he's obviously looking for cats. You can see like something that lies in the bag that sort of has the weight and heft of basically something that is a cat. As you can see, like outlined against the sack.
So Zumlar's going to take his crossbow and try to cut the sack in half to free the cat.
Well, the cat is but either dead or unconscious. not moving.
Oh.
You can shoot. You could probably shoot the bag out of his hand, but I'm saying the cat is going. All right, so this is not an uncommon sight. Essentially, it's like some people in the South Ward gets their extra protein by hunting rats, stray dogs. So it's not an uncommon sight you see in the South Ward.
So Zumlar's he's gonna shoot the bag out of the guy's hand.
Okay, roll to hit. AC 14.
What is my crossbow?
I ate. It was eaten.
I got a 15.
All right. You shoot the bag out of his hand. You do not manage to hit the cat inside, and it wings out of his hand, and, like bag and all, and pins itself to a post, maybe about a foot or so behind him. It's like he curses. It's like, Jesus Christ, holy shit! As he waves his hand, waves his cudgel out into the darkness, like, you want some of this? Come and get it, you sorry bastard! Just trying to get me some lunch.
So Zumlar's gonna go up to him in full armor and everything like that, try to scare him.
Are you one of those people that sleep in full armor?
Yeah.
All right, so you are a particularly smelly and not very pleasant person to be around. Let's put it. Okay, so all right, he's like, you tower over him a bit. He's not a particularly large individual. He's maybe only about 5'2", so you're like a small elf warrior. He's like, oh, it's you, freaking dandelion eaters. It's like, why don't you just freaking go back to Tirnanog?
Can Owl be waking up and also stand behind him since she's a little taller than Zumlar?
Yeah,
also
you can be awake if you want. Mack is also.
Oh,
yes. So
yes.
like, the two heavies in your group are basically all awake. It
would be rare if Zumlar was really quiet about this, right?
Slams his club at the breastplate of your armor with a loud clank. It's like, you Feytites should just go home.
I'll look down
why you're here.
I'll look down very slowly at where he hit, and then I'll just like at fast as lightning just grab him by the throat and throw him.
Okay, roll grapple.
Not say anything.
Not say anything. 11 or better will grapple.
Grappling is
athletics check. (16) All right, you grab this guy by the throat and slam him against the walls.
All the while, I'm just not saying anything.
Now, and Owl's just gonna come. It's like, now, Zumlar, we don't need to kill anyone today. And like, Owl is like picking him up. We could hold like airtime out. You know what I mean?
And I'll let out a low growl.
Right.
And then I'll just, instead of like just let him drop, I'll throw him.
Like, he crashes to the ground, and you notice his nose breaks. He basically like has a giant rash mark against the left side of his face. As he levers himself up, and is looking around for his club and his bag.
I'll have his club in my hand.
He goes to lunge for his bag to grab it. Do you smack him away at this point, or do you let him grab it?
I will take his club and I'll smack him in the head with it.
Smack his hand before it's like...
No, in the head.
Grab his bag with a cat in it. Like, as his wrist obviously really hurts. It's like, you'll regret that, Fey dog. Like, my brother Boggart will set you right. Like, as he turns around and rushes off into the darkness.
Yes, yeah, right, you cowardly shit. Just like very angry at like, or not.
I need since we're not particularly the wise crowd here, I need both of you to roll a wisdom check.
Me
A
and
check or a save?
Check.
15.
Wait, what's the difference between the wisdom check again?
Just to add your wisdom bonus.
Oh, okay. That'll be a +6, I think.
It's a +1 for me.
Or wait, oh no, wisdom is -1, so I rolled a 17.
So both of you realize just a moment too late, rounds the corner. It's like he just said his brother was Boggart, the leader of the Blackwater gang.
Oh shit!
Oh,
You go after him at this point.
yeah. I'm going to Misty Step.
Okay, you Misty Step to the corner because you can't technically Misty Step to gets. So you can't go through walls. But Misty Step to the corner, you see he's like, well, like fast, and he's like might be able to catch him if you put the pedal to the metal right now and basically right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a javelin out and I'm going to throw it.
Well, something that's different.
Okay, so everybody involved in this case, roll me an athletics check.
The same guy who sold the Incarnate.
Around the corner, out into the main.
In retrospect, it's probably British as well. I didn't know it was in them.
That's a nat 20 for athletics.
That is a 12.
All right, Owl manages to trip over an unseen object during the dark. Like,
She's so good at that.
So I got a 29.
Zumlar basically hurdles over Owl, Owl's prone form, and is like Flojo, and is off in the street after this guy. This guy's eyes widen as he looks back at you, and it's like, holy shit! The Fey dog is actually going to try and come and kill me. As he's hurtling down the street as fast as he can go. Okay, I need another athletics check as he makes jukes around another corner.
Can Owl help with casting hold person since it goes 60 feet?
All right, go ahead and roll a hold person.
I also have hold person too. I completely forgot about that.
Okay, so roll me an Arcana check, trying to recover from spill onto the ground and cast a spell at the same time.
Let's hope it's good. Nope, I got a 4.
All right, you go. Hold as your face.
So I'll cast a hold person.
All right, cast hold person.
Is healer still in sleep mode?
You can be awake at this because you're. Okay, never mind. It doesn't take. I rolled a 20. It's like you're going. In the name of vengeance, hold! And it's like it says, no way, man! You're gonna kill me! As he runs around the corner.
I try.
Okay, so healer, you're awake. You could hear Zumlar's gruff voice saying, "In the name of vengeance, hold!" It's like.
Medic mode disengaged. Now entering combat mode. And
Do you actually open the door or do you dive through the window?
I open the door. I'm not a savage.
All right. You open up the door. It's like it opens on well-greased hinges, and the doorknob works real well. It's like, which is surprising for construction around here. As you whip around the corner, and you can see this frightened-looking, like smallish man, human man, basically hurtling around a corner. As you can see, Zumlar with his sword drawn, pointed in casting stance, trying to obviously cast hold person on this dude. Okay, you got a split second. What are you doing before he gets around the corner?
What is the situation?
Does Zumlar notice that
Okay,
But
here's
also her eyes are glowing red.
Healer's voice
That's light
behind
on
you,
herself.
try asking for an explanation. So, what are you doing?
I'll give a quick explanation.
Okay, so Zumlar's on the run as he's trying to do this explanation. Run after him, healer.
Of course.
All right, so he's all right. I need athletic checks from both of you at this.
Oh, that's going to go so well.
23.
All right. Zumlar is like
16.
off like a He's outpacing you by a bit, but you're able to hold a conversation. Like he's like, that's Boggart's brother. We need to get him right now.
Who is Boggart's
And a
brother?
Blackwater gang that we're interested in.
Understood. What can I do to assist?
Pin him down, do something.
Do something to stop him from running away.
Capture.
Execute.
No.
Okay.
I'm looking through my list. Can I catch up with him?
So you are catching up with him now. You got another glimpse of him essentially just before he ducks around. What are you doing?
I'm going to dash.
Okay, I'm saying that was your athletic check to do that. You got up to him already.
Oh, sorry. So,
So he's still ahead of you. Essentially, you need to win like a couple of these in a row to catch up to him.
all right.
He knows
Okay.
the back alleys are here, and you guys don't. So he's able to duck in places. You're not quite clear where he's going.
Okay, I'm going to keep
I'll,
running.
Ooh, I know. I'll call out to Bartholomew to see if we can trip him up.
Okay, you call it to Bartholomew. Bartholomew begins to leap across roofs of the building. Roll for Bartholomew.
We need to cut off his means of escape.
Okay, so Bartholomew's like takes a bit essentially to get to a higher height and starts the chase from there, but he loses a little bit of ground while he's. Okay.
Can Owl also send Whisper to help with that as well?
Okay, so you call out the whispers like, go find the short. Like,
Go find the short mean man.
As he screeches off into the sky, eat flesh, caw! Like, Owl goes, oh, I don't know if that was.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's like, oh,
Zumlar's gonna call back. Good, eat flesh. Yes.
don't tempt my bird. Owl's just calling for a distance.
You had a split second where you spotted this guy just before he ducks it. Went out of that. You got a moment to do something. What are you doing?
What he's doing, huh?
Is healer within 30
Asking for
feet?
healer's action, then I'm going to get Zumlar's.
Is healer
Well, she's cast light on her eyes so they glow red, and she's just going to keep trying to catch up with this guy. Should I roll another
More
athletic check?
athletics. So I need another athletics check. So
Is she within 30 feet of him?
Not particularly. Essentially, just mainly due to alleyways. So at points you maybe are in 30 feet, but I'm saying you just have a split second to see him before he ducks around a corner.
Okay.
I rolled a 24.
24. Okay, so you and then Zumlar, I need another athletics.
18.
So both of you catch up to him physically, where you could actually grab him at this point. He's just barely out of like hand's reach at this point. As he sort of dives underneath a boardwalk and starts like army crawling his way basically underneath a building through a crawl space. All right, so both of you can see him at this point. Do you dive after him to go try to grab him, or do you spells, or what are you doing? So, healer, you'll be up first. What are you doing?
I'm going to try and grab him his ankle and drag him.
So I need a grapple check, which is still an athletic check, strangely enough.
That's exactly what I was going to do too. So I'll grab
So
the
the
other
two
one.
of you just roll together.
19.
All right, you've got his ankle.
Let's see, grapple.
I drag him out and I say to him, "You're not going anywhere." And then she ties him up.
All right, he screams like a little girl as if he's about to get. Some lights come on all around you as curious residents sort of like open their shutters and look out into the alleyway.
I will start saying nothing to see here, and then we'll start dragging him somewhere else.
Strangely enough, what you're doing is not an unusual sight in Southward. People get dragged away all the time. For owing debts or to debt collectors.
There is no point in resistance.
Resistance is futile.
All right. I need a perception check from the 3 people there. So that's Owl, sort of like is a little winded after hitting the ground, and it's like is
Faceplant.
catching her breath now as she rolls on up to the 2 of you with this guy in tow, holding him upside down by his ankles at the moment.
Okay, so
23 perception.
16 perception.
1.
1. Okay. Owl.
That tracks.
You don't see Jack.
Owl
You
is,
don't see
Owl is
anything.
basically still. Owl is maybe about 2 turns back at the point. It's like, I heard something over this way. Was it to my left or right, or was it their left or right? My left or right? My left.
So please tell me she starts digging. Like maybe I heard it in
He
here.
starts looking in dumpsters. Maybe he hid in a dumpster. Okay.
Oh my god, I love her. She's such an idiot. I
Okay,
love
so you do look into a dumpster and you find a stray kid in there. It's like who's looking back at you from the bottom of the dumpster. Why are you in a dumpster?
Why are you in a dumpster?
Look, I'm just trying to find a place to sleep.
I'm trying to find something I heard. We're both just trying to make it out here.
Well, you can just leave me alone. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Sleep well, don't have bad dreams.
Does Zumlar see this?
No, not at all. I'm just saying this is like a street and a half away, so Al got lost. Okay,
'Cause I
so,
wanted,
okay, so the 2 of you happen to spot like smoking a cigarette like a little further down the relatively long alley. Goes like maybe a block or so. See the cherry red of a cigarette being smoked, like being tossed to the ground and stomped out by somebody's heel. So that you see just their silhouette, dark silhouette. They look in your general direction. Their eyes glow red with supernatural like malice for a second. Then the person sort of appears in the shadow.
Uh-oh.
As the 2 of you are going, okay, that was a vampire. We'll need to be careful on the way back so we don't drag this vampire back to a new base.
Okay,
so
that's
need-
that's the 2 of us dragging the dude behind us.
Well, you pretty much he passes out after screaming like a.
All right, so he's now
you should sort
slung
of just
over my
gag him and
shoulder.
tie him up basically and haul him over your and
Punch him in the
back
throat.
like a trussed pig. Okay, so I need stealth checks on the way back. Collect Owl, who's still looking through dumpsters.
Ah, yes, stealth checks from the heavily armored paladins. Clank, clank, clank.
Of course.
Does Al do a stealth check?
11.
11. Okay.
18.
18. So you have mithril armor.
Recommendation.
at this point.
Yes.
Find alternate route back to base. She's still in combat mode.
All right.
She is
well,
military trained.
Healer is still relative as a cleric is relatively wise. Perhaps we should go find a more circuitous route back to our base. We don't want to lead whoever that was back directly to our base. So, do you wander the streets for about an hour to try to lose it?
Yeah.
All right.
Can I find the dumpster that the kid was in?
Even Owl doesn't know which one it was at this point. As you're sort of find Owl sort of like wandering around in K Street, the main thoroughfare, trying
Does
to
she
look
have-
for you all.
She has a stick in her hair and like maybe a rotten apple core.
Zumlar's gonna look at her. He's like, and he's gonna take the stick and stuff like that out of her hair.
Right.
He's like, "Have you?
So
are
Owl
you
has
okay?"
obviously been dumpster diving. Like, why did you think we had dived into a dumpster? It seemed sensible at the time. All right, so you take a circuitous route back to your base. I need okay, between 2 separate characters, I need. What are we gonna roll for?
Survival?
Perception?
Let's go with survival, I guess.
Okay, here we go.
Nat 20.
I mean,
21.
All right.
25.
All right, you managed to lose anybody that could possibly have been following you as you basically take a detour out of the district you're in, come back in, Al's thoroughly lost. It's like, can we go home now? My feet are sore. And and eventually show back up like it's like the dawn is beginning to crest by the time you get back to the safe house. Everybody's you have this guy in tow. Everybody's still looking at quizzically. There's a full breakfast out, having been magically provided by the house fairy. Seems to be a relatively good cook. You're not quite sure where the fairy got the food from, but you have to pay him back when you get the opportunity. As there's a full spread, rashers, bacon, and some kind of cold eggs, and biscuits, and some hot tea.
Zelma's gonna try to make some improvements to the home, like some nice improvements.
All right.
Can
How much money do you want to spend on said improvements? Tally it towards the art.
So he's gonna like upgrade the floor. He's going to like fix the walls.
All right. Are you get like 500 pounds, 1,000 pounds? How much are you gonna spend on?
How much do I have? I have. Ooh. I'll spend 500 for now.
Okay. So you go hire some local workers to do some during the day. Say that's something you do during the. All right. Okay. So the you have Boggart's probably brother or cousin, like nephew set twice removed, however they're related. Tow
This
you
guy.
wake him up. You basically splash some cold tea in. What? He takes one look at Mack and it faints again.
I just give him a big toothy grin, like, hey, hello.
He screams like a small child again. Basically passes.
Wow, this guy isn't very
don't worry, I'll keep
durable.
an eye on him.
All right.
I like to
Does
play
anybody
with
actually
my
look into
food.
the bag that he had with him during the evening? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look.
I was
Okay.
gonna.
There's a particularly badly injured cat with like skull almost like completely smashed there.
I'm going to cast. What's it called?
Well, you could just use lay on hands.
Yeah, I'll use lay on hands.
Okay, so cats maybe have like 4 or 5. Fully heal them 5. So, boop. All right, the cat seems significantly better, even though it has a bald patch over one.
And I'll give him some food.
All right. We
I
toss him
placed
some
the
of
cat down with respect.
toss him some of the fairy breakfast. Cat's sort of black, sort of patchwork, black and tawny cat basically gobbles up some of the food and scrambles off. And
Owl's gonna whisper his head to make sure he doesn't try to eat said kitten.
Healer makes a note to add milk to
still,
the.
have like new blood on his jaws. You're not exactly sure where this.
Just, buddy, you're such a sloppy little eater, aren't you? I'm just continuing to scratch his head.
Ah.
Spur, you didn't eat any of the children, did you?
So you have Boggart's brother. What do you want to get at? Like, there's no interrogation necessary. He will just spill anything he has on the Boggart. What do you ask?
I will ask where his brother is, and I'll have my hand on my blade as I say this, but not to his throat. Like it's still
like,
sheathed.
Hey,
but,
hey,
yeah.
hey! Like, no need to get violent. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Oh
Like-
no! This blade's not for you. It's for your brother.
Well, good luck with that.
So,
So
Your brother's pissing me off.
so did you guys tell Dirk what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Can
Dirk's
I
going to
also-
use telepathy and say, ask him about the kids.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I'll ask him about the kids.
So I don't know anything about no. You can always roll insight to figure out whether
I'll roll insight.
you need 12 or better. Open book.
That's +1.
Can Dirk give him the help action with that?
So I got a 12.
Okay, so it's like he doesn't seem to be lying. It's like given how basically cowardly, like any amount of basically implied violence is going to get him to spill the beans. So it's like he doesn't seem to doesn't seem to be the courageous enough, essentially, to hold back information. So, all right. So I was like, I don't know anything about no.
Can I insight check it?
No, I'm saying that someone has already.
Yeah, I already.
Oh, sorry.
The information you got is like he doesn't seem to have enough of a backbone to lie. Put it that way.
I'm going to ask him, where's his brother currently? We need to talk to him. Just talk. Just talk.
Blackwater in like southeast edge of town. Can't.
So all we want to do is talk. We don't want to do anything else. As Zumlar
If you wanted to do that, why did you have to beat me up and knock me unconscious? You didn't knock him, by the way. He passed out.
Oh, you passed out. I mean, come on now. You're this little baby scaredy cat. Come on now.
Come on, I distinctly remember someone knocking me over the head.
Mm-hmm.
So he said Blackwater in southeast edge of town.
And Zumlar will be like, okay, and then he'll draw his blade.
But you already knew that, strangely enough.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the Blackwater gang hangs out at the Blackwater Inn. Hence their name.
So Zumlar's going to like try to scare him, like really scare him. So he's going to draw his blade and start like.
This guy turns white as a starts peeing his pants.
Oh,
says, where do you want me to start?
Look, I'm telling you all I know. So like, don't cut me up.
Owl's just gonna like, look, man, we gotta clean that up. I don't want to clean anything else up from this guy.
No blood before breakfast, Zumlar. I want to eat before the blood begins. So, like, leave him tied up and then cut him if you want, but not now.
Okay,
the image
we'll
of
wait.
Scolding Zumlar with a cup of tea in their hand. Oh my god.
Yes, the rest of the more genteel people in your group, like Lady Emma and Krishana, and Dirk, are all basically sitting cross-legged with a cup of. What?
Lady loves being violent. First of all, second of all, she is absolutely sitting cross-legged with a cup of tea.
And Zumlar's just gonna go on. It's like, your brother's been a very, very bad man, hasn't he?
Why are you so? This is getting weird.
He's a leader of a gang. He's a bad man.
I was like, this sounds weird. It sounds like something I heard from one of the rooms at Lady K's.
Oh, you're right.
Oh my god.
Healer just thinks it's wasteful to spill blood.
As he says this, he's gonna like start stroking his blade a little bit, like he's itching for blood.
Phrasing.
Like Boggart's brother seems like it talks really. It's like as Max says something. At which point, basically, Max hackles all stand on end. It's like, I really want to.
And so I'm going to point my blade at his throat and say, "What did you say, boy?"
Oh, I didn't mean anything by it. It's like I didn't know mongrels could talk. Oh,
This one's fun.
As Mac basically bares all of his teeth.
And so I'm going to draw my. I'm going to sheath my blade again and go back to eat. Like to go to get something to eat. And I'm just going to stare at him with like blood,
Anything
like
else
blood red
want
eyes.
to conduct the interrogation at this point? Because Zumlar is just like, I want to kill him. I really want to kill him.
I'm going to kill him.
So, guys, how did he end up here at the house? Was he doing something out back, or was he trying to break in? Or what?
No, it was like he was braining cats and basically making stew.
Yeah.
Which I'm saying is not an unusual thing in the South Ward.
Where was he doing this? In our backyard?
Courtyard.
Well, yeah, he shouldn't be in our territory messing with their stuff.
That's trespassing.
What if he was messing with the I know I don't like him, but what if he was messing with the jungle host? That's even worse.
No, I'm just saying he's just doing normal like peasant, like poor people stuff for like Victorian England stuff, like braiding pigeons, cats, and stray dogs essentially for meat.
But
Man, we really did just like class crime this person, didn't we?
we don't want to. We don't want him doing it in our backyard, right?
And some of you, basically, because you're former nobles, think that way.
Do it in someone else's backyard. Yes. I don't.
I did not.
Dare you hunt for cats in my backyard? That's sort of,
Don't hunt dark.
exactly. All right, so you've got him under your control at this point. Any other questions? You just haven't found anything particularly useful that you don't know already.
Can you clean up after yourself, sir? That's gross.
Like,
I think he's still tied up. He can't clean up.
he's
When
still
he's tied
tied
up.
well, if you're untie me, I'll do what I can, miss.
Al just like gives a narrow eye. It's like, okay.
So I'll untie him, but I'll watch him. Like I'll have my blade drawn.
Oh yeah,
ready.
you toss him
Whisper-
a rag basically to soak up his pee, and it's just like
Do we
he's
want
mopping the floor at this point.
Do we want to ask him if he's seen any vampires around?
Have you seen any ghostly white people hanging around?
Mean people with glowing red eyes, basically flipping the shadows.
Yeah.
Nope, never seen them.
Healer's gonna light some incense that counteract the smell.
Well, some people have prestidigitation. I'm pretty sure Krishana eventually waves a handkerchief in his general direction, and all the pee disappears.
Thank you, Krishana.
Thank
That was
you.
very unappetizing.
Can I
Gross.
Dirk's gonna have
I don't
another
want
biscuit.
biscuit.
can I roll insight to see if he's
now
lying?
he's just basically like pulling your leg. It's like he obviously knows there's. He kind of gave a very succinct description of a vampire.
Can Owl put Whisper on his shoulder for intimidation?
Well, yeah. Okay, so now I need you to actually roll intimidation because now he gets the feeling that you're not actually going to kill him.
Oh, why? Because I
Wait for
am
him.
actually going to kill him.
Where's my
No,
intimidation?
we were
There
gonna
we go.
send him back to his brother.
I gotta
No.
find a way to like lift up my charisma stat. I got an 8, but
So you have.
Isn't your
you have a
charisma set to
charisma
19?
right now because of the
I don't know
crowd.
how to set it to 19.
So 19.
You just okay.
19 is plus 4.
Okay, so that would put me at a 9. So not very intimidating.
But it's Owl, so.
Okay.
You know.
Hey.
I'm going to have him hold out his hand. I'm going to cut it off.
No.
We're still eating.
Rana will try and intervene.
We're still eating.
I think
Krishana,
everyone-
you're just gonna charm him and get him to basically apply it.
Yeah, I don't want an innocent kid's hand cut off if he's just hunting cat.
Wait,
You know, that's too funny.
he's still, yeah, he's maybe 20 years old, so he's not super. He's an adult, but
He's
not
trying to
super old.
cooperate. There's no reason to be whacking his hand. off.
Cooperating, but he's sort of also an asshole. So that's the gist you're getting. So, all right, Krishana, you charm him. He's like, "Wow, you have great tits." it's like at which point Krishana's like, "Oh, I really want to kill him too now." So it's like, okay, so you have him under your thrall, so he will not prevaricate or try to withhold information. If you ask him about vampires, he's like, yeah, there's a small, they hang out in the cemetery, not too far away from here.
How edgy.
Well, they used to be the Night Walkers gang until they actually became Night Walkers. I don't know when that. We don't know exactly how it happened, but it happened maybe about a year ago. Now they're all vampires.
How many?
About 5, 6.
Okay.
We don't really know who they work for, but they meet with this other, I guess, senior vampire noble type. Wears purple every so often.
Benedict.
Well, it's probably someone related to.
Cumberbatch.
It's unlikely Benedict himself deals with like low-level vampires in town, so it's probably somebody related to his organization. So.
And we didn't kill those people that long ago. It could have been Kevin, right?
Exactly. All right, so you know of a cemetery not too far away from Nightwalker's gang.
That's good to know.
Thanks, Owl. I mean, not Owl.
Krishana.
Tree.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You made me
Krishana,
yawn.
you should thank Krishana. She's the one that's charming.
No, Tree yawned, and I yawned after her.
I have to be at work at 5 a.m. tomorrow.
All right, well, this is a good
Because I
place
love
to
you
break
guys.
for the evening, and then we'll pick it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're you, Lawrence, other Ryan, and me. We're all fortunate bastards. We don't do daylight saving time. Everyone else is probably off kilter right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you have some more information. Essentially, the brother doesn't know anything about whether or not the Blackwater gang actually has some kidnapped kids or not. And there's a vampire gang of cemetery. So you got those clues at this point. You still got the brother in tow to ask any other questions you have next week. Stuff to hint at, like you may want to ask essentially where his brother hangs out for fun. It's not the Blackwater, the house. Do they have family? All these other type of good stuff that known associates. That these would all be good things to ask.
How long ago were the kids missing?
They've been listening for about a week.
Okay.
But brother to Boggart here doesn't know, because you're guessing he's not actually part of. You're guessing he's not part of gang. Otherwise, he would know more. He's just related to Boggart.
He's just walking around using his clout.
Okay, and that's what we'll pick it up next week.
Yay.
Awesome.
Hey,
Thank
thanks
you,
for
Lawrence.
having me.
Yes,
Anytime.
welcome, Thea.
Welcome.
Lady Emma, did you get to meet Healer? I think you came in late because we have a new person, Thea, and that's H343 or H3413R, but you can call her Healer. And so
Yes.
we finally have a cleric in
Cleric.
the party.
Cleric.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to
We
meet
have
you.
4 girls
You
here.
too,
How is
thank
this
you.
possible?
Even table.
If